Puppyoo may be a relatively unknown name here in the US, but they are here to take on the big ones. I've been a Dyson user for many years, so I was really excited to see how the T10 Home compared to my Dyson handheld cordless stick vac. I've given up my Dyson for the past couple weeks to try the T10 instead. We've used it on carpets, on hardwoods, on lampshades, on blinds, on mattresses, on blankets, pretty much everything you can imagine, and overall, we were extremely impressed. First up, there are a ton of attachments for this thing, and they are all very well thought out. They all click and attach extremely easily. The larger motor heads can really move around, giving you lots of swivel options. There are two main large ones. One that has this soft roller brush. It's perfect for hardwood floors where they can't get a lot of suction, so they use that. There's even a little comb on the inside that'll help remove things from the roller. To remove the roller so it gets covered in hair or something and needs to come out, extremely easy to use. So much easier than our Dyson that required kind of using like a quarter to twist and then remove. There's literally just a little button, push it, slide up, slide out. Extremely simple. Here we have the carpet motor brush. As you can see, the solid roller has been traded in for a grooved roller that's going to help give you more pickup on carpets and other surfaces. Again, it's super easy to remove the actual roller if you ever need to do so. Pretty much just slides back into place, slides back up, and clicks. Very easy, no quarters or other tools necessary to remove. Keep going with all these different attachments because there is a ton of them to be aware of. There is a flex hose. This is not a motorized flex hose, so you can't use any of their motor heads with it, but any of these other attachments work just fine. Here we have the 2-in-1 combo tool. You can extend the bristles and use it as a brush or pull it back and keep it solid. Either way, it works fine. And it's actually a lot sturdier than the one I got with my Dyson. This feels a lot more secure. In the Dyson one, the bristles would actually kind of fall back sometimes when I didn't mean them to. Here's our soft dust brush. Anything that's going to be softer, fragile, lamps, lampshades, blinds, anything like that. Of course, the all-known crevice tool, perfect for cars and other tight spots. A motorized brush head. They call this the mattress brush, but we use it for a lot of dog hair surfaces, so dog blankets, couches, and including the bed. It worked really well in picking up that dog hair, and it was nice and small and compact. It wasn't too large. Then the main tool itself, this is just going to be your extension pole. Motorized extension pole, allowing you to use all those motorized brush heads. This is the one you're going to use most often when you're around cleaning your house. Then of course we have the mounting dock. This attaches to the wall. All the hardware is included. Can attach your vacuum, hold up on the wall while charging it at the same time. Again, this is superior to our Dyson model that you had to kind of lift and pull out to get the vacuum to go in and out, and it's fallen off the wall 3 times so far. So I was really excited for this design, and so far, 2 weeks in, it's working phenomenally. So moving into some stats about the vacuum, we've got a suction pressure of 17.5 kPa. It's pretty quiet, around 85 decibel, a little bit lower than some of the other ones out there. Not a bad volume at all. It's not going to wake anyone up if you're in an apartment or anything. The actual main body of the machine is only 3.3 pounds, which is definitely easy enough to hold in one hand if you're lifting up in the air and cleaning your rafters of cobwebs. It opens up easily. You can see the actual HEPA filter inside. This whole canister comes out and you can dump the body. There is a line that lets you know how much the max of volume is. It's really not that high, so you might need to empty this out a few times during a simple vacuuming if you have a fairly messy house that day, but that's the only kind of minor complaint, just it doesn't have a lot of volume for actually carrying that debris. On the back we have the power button and that max power button. If you just turn it on regular power, which is fine for most stuff, you're going to get almost an hour of usage. 58 minutes or so is what they're claiming, and we got pretty close to that. On max power, you're going to get much less. It's around 15 minutes. Still, that's longer than my particular Dyson that was getting me around 7 to 10 minutes on max power. One thing Puppyoo made a point about was they're using kind of a straight design, whereas the suction is going straight into the body, where the Dyson is actually kind of offset. It still has a brushless motor and all of those kind of fun things, but that straight on shot should make it slightly more powerful than the Dysons. It's much more comfortable to hold as well than the Dyson by being able to hold on top or in the back depending on where you're actually aiming the vacuum. I was a little bit suspect. I had never heard of this brand before I picked one up to try out, and I'm very glad that I did. I love my Dyson, I honestly do. I love the design, the look, the way it performs, but there are definitely drawbacks. It is quite expensive. Some of the attachments don't feel super strong and secure, they feel just a little bit cheap. The mounting mechanism is a pain in the butt, and my battery kept falling out of the Dyson and needed to be held in place by an actual zip tie. Obviously, none of those are concerns with the Puppyoo. It even has things that the Dyson doesn't, like these LEDs on the front. Here we're vacuuming in daylight, but if it's at night or if you're in a small area, those LEDs on the front of this thing can be really handy. The whole thing seems well thought out, well built, and it performs excellently. I love not only using it in the house, but in the car as well. There's so many tools that work in both situations. Even dog hair, which can be notoriously difficult, still came up relatively easily. You can't tell as I'm vacuuming this is actually a porous material where you can actually see right through this. It's kind of stretchy, almost like a trampoline style dog bed, and it's raised in the air. And yet I'm still able to pick up debris. It's still able to get a good enough amount of suction to pick up dog hair, everything else that's on the bed. I also use this a bunch with my MacBook. A problem that there's been kind of going around is debris getting under the keys and causing them to kind of stick a little bit. And this was a problem for me, and I actually took this, I ran it over using that combo multi-tool over my keyboard, tapped the keys a little bit, and I was able to get a bunch of debris to come up, and it's actually made my keyboard type better. Something that I could not get to work like that with my Dyson. If you don't mind putting out the money, and you like the Dysons, go for the Dysons. There's a pretty small difference between the two. This one performs better, I like a few more of the features with the Puppyoo T10, but Dysons are still great. However, if you want to save a bit of money and you're still looking for a Dyson-like vacuum, definitely check out the T10. It is a worthy vacuum, performs well, great accessories. I love this thing. I think I'm either going to get rid of my Dyson or keep my Dyson in the car as a backup. If you want to pick one up for yourself, there's a link below in the description.